This is Leigh Kamman on KSTP Radio's Party Line with a call to Eddie Lockjaw Davis, who among tenor saxophone players is one of the knee plus ultras. Eddie Davis, are you there?
Hi, Leigh. How are you feeling?
Very fine to have you on our party line.
Oh, it's nice talking to you again also.
Well, it's been some time since you and I sat down and talked about all kinds of things, but particularly tonight we'd like to ask you about, several different areas of jazz. First of all, that Basie band that you played with. What was your feeling about the men in it and the way that it promoted the idea of big bands and jazz?
Well, there's only one way I could phrase it. It's like being in a big family. They work entirely as one big unit, and it's really an exhilarating feeling. And of course, there's only one Basie band. They strive for one objective, and that is the big beat swing.
As differentiated from the big beat of rock and roll, of course.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we just wanted to emphasize that a little bit.
Please. Well, actually, they try to reach each and every. By that I mean those that are not even, shall we say, deeply involved in jazz. It's not difficult to understand what Basie's trying to produce. I mean, you can actually feel, if you have a feeling for jazz, you can feel Basie.
That's wonderful, Eddie, and we appreciate those comments. In a moment, we'll be back with you on our party line for more of this talk about the world of jazz. Eddie Lockjaw Davis is on the KSTP party line, and on this jazz line, we might just ask Eddie spontaneously, you being associated in the world of tenor saxophones, what was your feeling about Lester Prez Young?
Well, naturally, I do feel it was tragic of his passing, but his influence, I think, will always live, because he, to me, introduced an abstract style. He introduced a new era of projecting the tenor saxophone in the jazz field. He violated the so-called standards of the instrument, but he also gave us a harmonic line. He gave us a field where we could express ourselves in many various ways, more so than just one standard conventional line. And I think he's definitely influenced a lot of our present-day stars in the field of tenor saxophone. And I think his influence will last for some time to come.
Eddie, thanks very much. In a moment, I'd like to ask you a question about, the meaning of jazz, as far as you're concerned. I'll be back with you in just a few moments.
All righty.
Eddie Lockjaw Davis is on the KSTP Jazz line. Eddie, are you there?
Oh, I'm still here.
Good. You're submitting to these questions gracefully and with good honor and so much intelligence. I've always admired the way you think, and if you don't mind a little bit of flattery, I do think you are, as in the term of modern day, one of the real thinking musicians.
Thank you very much.
Not like the cigarette commercials.
All right, thank you.
Eddie, shall we explore this? What does jazz mean to you?
Well, to me, it means an outlet, an expression of feeling in musical terms. It's, to me, each individual that participates in music has a chance to express himself, and thus we have a combination of sounds, variation, feelings, and some of us reach a large audience and others reach a minority. But I think it's wholesome because it's avenues of escape, freedom, relaxation, and it's endless. There's always room for a new style, a new approach, and there's always room for a new listener and a new admirer.
Eddie Davis, thanks very much. On the subject of the meaning of jazz, I know that's a very personal kind of a question, and we did not mean it in any other way but very seriously. And for your succinct reply, thanks very much.
All righty.
This call might concern just a few names, Eddie. I'll mention them and ask you what your reaction is to the name. If I say Fats Waller, what does that suggest to you?
It represents one of the pioneers in jazz.
And if I say Charlie Parker, what does that...
I would say that's one of the pioneers in the young blood, the young influence of progressive jazz.
And if I mention Savoy Ballroom, what does that bring to mind?
That means the capital of the big band era.
And if I say Apollo Theater, what does that
That means the the ground floor for many entertainers in many phases of the entertainment world.
And if I mention a name like Newport Jazz Festival, what does that suggest?
Well, that means a collaboration of overloading a program with so much, it's hard to even pick out what you like there.
Like rich dessert.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And if I say to you, Downbeat Magazine, what do you say?
Oh, I see you have a problem there.
And if I and if I mention to you, something like jazz concerts, what comes to mind?
Jazz concerts, I think there's not enough of them.
Eddie Davis, for those quick, spontaneous reactions and little symbols, thank you for your off-the-cuff and very frank remarks.
And thank you, Leigh, for asking.
Well, it's a real pleasure to talk with you, as always, and we'll be meeting you soon. Be listening for you on records, and may your life in the world of jazz be a very happy one.
Thank you very much.
Continued success.
Thank you, indeed.